Are you serious? Are you serious? I've always been watching closely for all these years I've been preaching, nearly 40, for when they would form a world council. And guys, it looks like we're there. Let me tell you all about it, what the UN's getting ready to do. Unbelievable. First, here's the shout out right now for www.trimwithpaul.com. That's www.trimwithpaul.com. According to the CDC, 73.6% of adults are overweight, and a future 40% of those adults are obese. This is why I'm going to highly recommend including this amazing supplement into your daily routine. It contains naturally sourced ingredients from, of course, the earth to support weight loss. Its main ingredient is called conjugated leolic acid. Let's just call it CLA for short, which has been shown to reduce fat storage while speeding up fat breakdown. The CLA essentially hinders the body's ability to store fat in favor of supporting the body's ability to burn fat. Plus, you can save 51% off if you go to the link below, and additional free bonuses. Go to www.trimwithpaul.com. That's www.trimwithpaul.com. Okay, guys, you'll be glad you did, and I'm glad they're bringing this forward. All right, here's the whoops. Yeah, you'll be real glad. Here's what's going on, which is just really incredible, but not really. I've been waiting for it. I really just been waiting. I knew the UN and that whole, bringing the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, the World Trade Organization, all these groups, you knew eventually it was going to get very, very ugly. And here we are now with this situation, okay? Here we are with this situation. No doubt about that. Let me tell you what's happening. According to this report, we have just breaking they're going to have what's called the Summit of the Future. What is it? The Summit of the Future. It's going to be taking place in September of 2024. They've already announced it. The role of engagement of a World Future Council, okay? A World Future Council. The World Future Council very much welcomes this process as it addresses reforms and initiatives the foundation has been working on and calling for since its inception. The World Future Council is well placed to play a leading role in the Summit of the Future, having focused on the rights of future generations as its main task. The rights of future generations as its main task since it was launched 15 years ago. In particular, the WFC has long pleaded for representation, guardians of the future generations, to be installed at international and national local levels with authority to scrutinize and propose policies to uphold their interests, including the right to peace, intergenerational justice, and a healthy, sustainable environment. They want a permanent, they really want a permanent emergency powers. They're calling this the Pact of the Future. Permanent emergency powers. It's unbelievable. The United Nations has now agreed on 7 themes to be deliberated at the Summit of the Future in September of 2024. These 7 are global economic and financial architecture. So that's basically the Great Reset. They want a global economic financial architecture. They want human rights and participation. They want sustainable development goals, or what's known as the SDG, and I've talked about that before many times. They want a global digital compact. A global digital compact. They want to go digital with everything. Effective environmental governance. They want control of the environment. Peace and security, and United Nations and global governance innovation. Global governance through the UN wants to control the globe and bring forth what they say, peace and security. The Bible says when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh. Now, it is also likely to establish a UN special envoy for future generations, and it could address other institutional reforms and initiatives, such as repurposed the Trusteeship Council to enhance governance of the global commons. In other words, over all the air, the atmosphere, and all oceans. Now, the WFC, alongside its youth forum, presently actively participate in a Global Futures Forum, which aims to finalize and widely socialize a People's Pact for the Future, permanent emergency power. They call it the People's Pact for the Future, to feed diverse civil society ideals and insights into official discussions on the Pact for the Future. The WFC has worked in all these areas the last 15 years, laying the groundwork, and now they want to hold the meetings in a UN Summit of the Future where they can put into position and into play this Pact of the Future and permanent emergency powers. They've been working for 15 years. It's more than prepared to contribute its considerable know-how. From the very beginning of the World Future Council, is mainly involved in the preparations of the summit and its preparatory process. Now, it's a lot of fancy words. It's a lot of, a lot of fancy, a lot of highfalutin words of, all this and that, and the future pact, the pact of the future, and the global sustainability, global economic and financial architecture, human rights and participation, sustainable development goals, global digital compact. All this stuff is effective environmental governance. This is a one world government. This is a new world order. This is what it is. A one world government, a new world order. And here's what the process and objectives are. The Global Futures Forum will comprise 2 days of discussions and action in a hybrid format to ensure global reach, preceded by multiple consultation tracks, regional and national forums, e-consultants, an open call for short global governance innovation briefs, and a monthly OCA dialogue series, immediately followed by a civil society, a UN missions engagement day. Now, the purpose is to explore the design and feasibility and the potential impact of wide-ranging proposals from the unique vantage point of civil society as a contribution to the Summit of the Future's preparation, the future world, the Pact of the Future, a new world order. Now, they want to raise awareness to do this, to build ownership and mobilize energy around the promise of the Summit of the Future to deliver on an ambitious set of outcomes that reinforces and help to accelerate the achievement of reformed UN system and Agenda 2030. They want to kick Agenda 2030. They want to kick this into gear. They want to put some teeth behind the theory. No longer a theory. It's no longer recommendation. They want implementation to create a new world order's manifestation. Let me say that again. It's no longer consultation. It's no longer consideration. They want implementation of a new world that they call the UN Summit of the Future, where they're putting together what's called the Pact of the Future with permanent emergency powers. Now, what does that all mean? And it's got to go all along with the Agenda 2030. Model true partnership and creativity worldwide among civil society to ensure active and equal participation across age groups, geographical representation, professional disciplines, and other forms of global diversity. In other words, take the free will from the people, completely take freedom from the people. You do not have a vote in this. These are non-elected officials. These are selected officials by a global governance. This is why I'm writing the book, Revelation 9:11. Guys, I can't stress it enough. We touch on all of this, from the Great Reset to the global governance to the building of a beast system that involves economics and social norms. Now, here's their key objectives. Finalize and widely socialize a people's pact for the future. To feed diverse social society ideals and insights into official discussion on the pact for the future. This will be drafted by a core group. Who is that? Who's the core group? Are you invited? This core group of e-consultants, regional forums, an open call for short global governance innovation briefs, a C4UN-BIC OCA dialogue series, a GGIN, a global policy dialogue series, recommendations from the CSO campaigns, the main pillars for the People's Pact for the Future and Global Futures Forum will be aligned with the Summit of the Future agenda under the Agenda 2030. Number one, future generations, addressing today's urgent matters while bearing in mind, taking in consideration impacts on future generations. So in other words, not to make decisions based on your life and your dreams and your pursuit of happiness, but every decision is based on what they'll call the greater good of future generations. Get ready to sacrifice everything, your mind, your will, your emotions, your soul, if need be, for the future generations of a new world order. Number two, reform the global financial architecture to reduce global inequality. Oh boy. And achieve the 2030 Agenda and the Paris Agreement, which we already tore up here in America. So reenact the Paris Agreement, implement it along with the Agenda 2030, which has to do with depopulation. You can't have ownership of property, live in tiny houses, don't own anything, and you'll like it. Let a death panel decide who lives and who dies based on the different diseases that we get. You think that isn't in play? They've already got that panel. And when Sarah Palin called it the death panel, everybody freaked out. But guys, that panel's there. 15 people decide the future, health future of everybody in the world. They want that. This is permanent emergency powers. Number three, they want to build inclusive, just, and peaceful societies through a new agenda for peace and emergency platform. But what is that platform? What are those new agendas for peace? Number four, adopt a global digital compact for an open, free, and secure digital future for all. That meant, in other words, digitize everything, including the currencies, including the money. Make everything digitized. And number five, promote meaningful engagement in governance, especially for youth, women, and vulnerable populations in the global south. Okay? These are some of their key objectives. Now, they've got other objectives, and there's other implementations. But we're talking about now the UN Summit of the Future, to where they would build the Pact of the future, which include permanent emergency powers. Powers to oversee financial, economical, inclusive, sustainable, justifiable. That includes everything, all the mandates you could imagine. You've already had a taste of what happened. The world has proven to us that if they call a mandate, a global mandate on something, the nations of the world bow down. They've already done it. You will own nothing and you'll be happy. You will have no dreams. There will be no such thing as the entrepreneur spirit. You just take what is handed to you for the greater good. Every decision is made for future generations. Guys, they're shaping a new world. It's not a conspiracy theory. I'm reading it off their website, off their summit they're going to have. And I just want to ask the question, can I attend the summit? You're telling me about it. You're giving me a little over 15 months. Can I attend? I'm not even asking if I can sit on the seat of the World Council of Decision Makers. I'm not asking for a vote on the key objectives. I'm not demanding a seat at the table. I'm just asking if I can sit quietly like a fly on the wall and observe a global hostile takeover of the world. And they're doing it systematically, and they have been since the formation of the UN. I just thought I would share this with you guys. I wanted you guys to see what's going on. This is right off their website, called the UN Summit of the Future, right off their website. And I'm reading right out of their objectives. They have a list of things that they are saying. You got to get past the fancy words and all of the letters and all the digits, and acronyms. You got to get past all of that and start reading the youth presentation statement. Read the Global Futures Forum. I think I just read that for you. Yeah, that's what I was reading to you. The Global Futures Forum. And everything that's involved. So we're living in a different world, and what's coming in these next 7 years. And I'm not saying that these 7 years are the tribulation period, but I'm going to promise you something. And I spent over an hour and a half today rereading the first 6 chapters of my new book, Revelation 9:11, to make some adjustments due to current events changing so rapidly, so that this book will be fresh and up to date, not just on a day-to-day like we do here at YouTube, a day-to-day reporting. We take 5 steps back, looking at the scriptures in the Bible of Revelation, and then take a look at the agendas of the global governance world order that's moving forward. And that's all of these different groups: World Health Organization, the WHO, the WTO, the United Nations, Agenda 2030, the Global Sustainability, the GDS, did I say WTO? And all the different groups. Now, World Future Council, here it comes. The role and engagement of the world. There it is. What is the UN Summit of the Future? The role and engagement of the World Future Council. How many men and women will sit on that council? Is it made up of 7? Is it made up of 9? Is it made up of 13? We don't know. Now, as a biblical preacher and scholar of Scripture and studying eschatology, you can't stop the plan that Lucifer has put into play. As a matter of fact, God even knows what the plan is perfectly and will allow Lucifer to play it, which will climax in the great battle of Armageddon, ultimately. But on that path, he told us not to surrender, but to occupy, to hold our ground, to stand strong, to spread the good news of Jesus Christ, to not relinquish our faith and our way of life and our freedoms. And so this is the time we're all in. This is the New World Order. This is the beginning. And I'm not saying these next 7 years is the tribulation period, but I'm telling you, this will be the most radically changing of the world 7-year period in the history of this world is going to happen in the next 7, collectively in these next 7 years. There will be more sweeping changes on this planet than has ever been done before in a 7-year period. We're headed to the global governance of a new world order. I'll be back. I'm not done with this rant. I just got to take a break. I'll be back to rant some more. I see geese flying high above the water, a child fishing with his father in the rain. I can smell blackberry brandy and chocolate-covered candy. I see a soldier crying on a train, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. I feel the deepness of his weakness. I can taste the brandy sweetness at a roadside Idaho cafe. I can hear old Teddy laughing, Fitzgerald's toes a-tapping to the roaring sounds of yesterday. Falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And a shotgun blast echoed across the page, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. Really a beautiful song written by Mike Ward, and I decided to record it. Um, you won't believe that there was um, Winona Judd actually heard this song and was planning to record it on her album when there was a tragedy in her family happened on the weekend. She was supposed to go into the studio on a Monday and record a brand new album, and that song she had decided was going to be on there. But after the tragedy, the album was postponed 6 months, and then that song did not make it. Now, also, believe it or not, Elton John was going to record this song. He had even verbally committed to it, and at the last minute changed it. So nobody had ever recorded it. And so the author actually was a personal friend of Israel Hall and said, well, would you like to record it? And Israel said, well, Pastor Paul's actually making an album, and I'll ask him. I listened to the song. I thought it was a beautiful song. I liked Hemingway. I've read almost every book. I think almost every book he wrote, and I visited his house down in the Keys. And I thought, why not? It's a pretty song, and it's on my album, Harmonize, Prophesy. Okay, my book, Revelation 9:11. Just so you'll know, guys. Thank you, guys. It was ranked number 3 at one point. It's the highest it got. In the history of religion and politics at Amazon. It went as high as number 3. Yesterday, it was number 30, which is still amazing. The fact that it doesn't ship for 7 months. Today, I saw it's now ranked at 104. But if you're out there and you haven't pre-ordered your copy, why don't you do that if you want to and help drive it back up in the rankings and stay in there, okay? And it doesn't matter because it's incredible because it's not even shipping yet. It's just pre-ordering, and you guys have been remarkable with the pre-ordering, and thank you so much for that. I can't wait. February 20th, 2024, it will come out. Now I got more to add to it. Okay, it was amazing. We were working on the first 6 chapters today, and now I've got more to add to it. And so we'll get it done. It's not shipping to the 20th, so and we've got a deadline in which we have to be completely finished. And the cover's already been, and you can check it out. Just go to Amazon.com. Just type Revelation 9:11 in your Google. Just type Revelation 9:11 Paul Begley, and go to Amazon.com, and you'll find it there. And so thank you guys so much. This new world order is coming. I mean, it's already on the way, and we knew it, and the Bible told us this, so we're not shocked. I'm just reporting to you so that you will know that what the Bible said is going to happen is definitely going to happen. And so, I'm just telling people to stay ready and get ready and tell their friends and neighbors and those that aren't saved that they need to turn their lives over to Jesus Christ because we're in the end times. We're in the last days, no doubt about that. By the way, aliens above and below. That's right, aliens above and below. There is the new graphics that was just made by Rob, and he just sent them to me this afternoon, and that's actually what the cover of the DVDs look like. That is the banner for this webinar, Aliens Above and Below. And I think it's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be an incredible webinar. As a matter of fact, Heidi was able to get L.A. Marzulli is in. Harvard professor Avi Loeb, who's big time in the news everywhere because of the 50 spheres of metal, of exotic metals not from this planet, were found where he said an alien craft crashed in the ocean. They went out there with, and they scoured the bottom of the ocean and found 50 of these right in the place where supposedly it landed. Unbelievable. So he said yes, he's going to come on and be with us. So we've got Avi Loeb, we've got L.A. Marzulli, we have Rex Bear, Mike from around the world. We're trying real hard. We've got some other big name people that we're really trying to get. So we probably will get Stan Deo. We might even get Steve Quayle. We've got other people as well that we're looking at. So, but we're some of our UFOologists. We're going to give you a fair sampling of the different theories and what's being discussed and why. And Mike from Around the World's already told you he's going to talk about what's below. He's going to talk about what the creatures living in the heart of the earth and under the sea. He's going to talk about the Leviathan kingdom. So, what are these entities? What are these encounters that people are definitely having? Are they hybrids from the fallen angels? Are there demon spirits that fell with Satan? Are there Nephilim? Are they, demons, disembodied spirits, Nephilim? Are they extraterrestrial? Are they something beyond anything we've ever seen? Are we dealing with another realm? Is there another dimension of entities God's held back is going to release? What does it all mean in that coming up August 4th? Get your tickets. You can go to Eventbrite and get your tickets there. Aliens, above and below. Get your tickets, and pretty soon it'll be on our website. You'll be able to get it. You'll be able to get your tickets there, or you can pick up the phone and call and order your tickets over the phone. Okay, so wow, it's going to be amazing. We're in the last days, as I said, and now this World Summit is about to take place. This World Summit, they're announcing, they're telling us what they're going to do. The UN is telling us what they're going to do. And what they're going to do is already revealed in the Bible. So we're in the end times. Give your life to Jesus Christ, because he is, without a question, he is coming back. Will you be ready? Oh, people have been asking me, is the offer still good on the love gift of $45 or more to get saved? Yes, the offer is still good. Yes, it is. It's good till midnight Sunday night. So if you're wanting to get your love gift of $45 or more, right here it is. Your love gift of $45 or more, yes, you can then get this DVD, Concerned. What a great webinar this was with Stan Dale and Mike from Around the World and Doug Hagman and Larry Ragland and Rex Bear and Pastor Paul and Bart's documentary. All of this was so powerful. Concerned, and how it's tied to the World Economic Forum and the World Wide Web and this new world order. So all of it's coming together now. It's all happening fast. And if you haven't heard the exclusive interview I did with Bob Wilson at Patreon, it will blow your mind. The people who have watched it have emailed back or commented back and said, wow, incredibly informative and information they've never heard before. And this guy, Bob Wilson, has been researching the assassination of President John F. Kennedy and the assassination of Bobby Kennedy since he was 19 years old. He has spoken to police officers, doctors, nurses on the scene. He has eyewitnesses. He's been all over this thing. All over it. It's incredible. All right, guys, I got to let you go. I will see you a little bit later. Stay right here on the coming apocalypse.